coming at you live, covering all things professional wrestling. A show by members of the Busted Open Nation. Welcome to the Nation's Corner. Here are your hosts, the Nation's Corner crew.
Yo, what's up, pro wrestling fans? Welcome to Nation's Corner. I am Front Row, joined by Debhausen, the great and powerful, and Tony Justice, the greatest truck driver of all time. What's up, people?
What's up, man? How you doing?
You in an undisclosed location?
Yes. If y'all only knew, man, I have been trying to. I tried to get a hotel room booked, and something's going on here in Clearwater, and the hotels were booked. So I'm like, well, crap. So I get back to the truck, and my buddy who did my floor in here hadn't even done it yet. So he was rushing, trying to get my floor done. And I'm like, all right. So he finally got done, and I got to the place, got hooked up right about the time y'all were rolling the intro. So, I mean, I literally just got here. So, glad to be here, y'all.
God.
You're like Mongrovian Mike coming back from the restaurant last minute.
All right.
No, that was me this time. That was me.
But I'm here.
Fape sister.
Yes, in the chat, John says one half of the hottest intergender tag team in wrestling today. Yes, me and John are officially a tag team. We are called Two Breasts and a Leg.
Fair enough.
Okay.
It works. Just saying.
Box lunch. There you go.
Cheers.
Nice. Okay, there's obviously a lot going on this week. I wanted to just give a shout out. I'm wearing my old school NWA Power shirt because I'm happy that they're debuting on Roku. Power's going to be on Roku. And I think our friends, the Bearded Trio, are going to be doing an after show.
Yeah.
Bringing back that. So that's pretty exciting.
You know, it's weird because I almost wore my NWA Power tank top tonight because it's hot outside. So it's like, I got to wear a tank top, not a t-shirt today. And I need more wrestling tank tops. I only have a small handful of wrestling tank tops. I need more. But I almost grabbed the NWA Power one that I have. That would have been funny.
I'm glad that you added to that and didn't just end it with I have a small handful because you have been lying.
Well, you know.
Well, shout out to my one fan, Neil. Thank you, Neil.
Front Row, welcome back, man. Welcome.
And Dirty.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Dirty, I'm excited to finally meet Dirty in person. Dirty's coming to WrestleMania,
nice.
I believe, in November.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
I've reached out to some other people that are going to be there. We're going to have a good time. I did also want to just give a mention to, so 10 years ago last week, in 2015, July 2015, I was at a NXT show in Venice, Florida. And it was a really fun show. Bayley was champ. Finn was champ. The three women, I think Sasha, Becky, and Charlotte had just moved up, or they were just about to move up. Anyway, we were at the NXT show, and that's the first time that I met Izzy and her family. Izzy was 8 years old, running around like a nut with the tassels, and we were like, who is this crazy, insane little kid? And I don't have a picture with them, even though we hung out for a bit for the show. I wish we had taken a picture together, because over the years we've become friendly, and they've gotten a chance to, we've spent time together outside of wrestling. So what was cool to me today was I was scrolling through, and I happened to see this. Bayley
I saw that.
posted, and I think it's because, and that's obviously Izzy. Like, that's like little, I don't know, what was she, 7
She was
there,
so
maybe?
cute.
She looks
She
younger
was
than
so
that.
adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to block you, Tony.
That's all.
And then so Bayley posts this randomly because I think maybe she's feeling some sort of way about not being on the Summerslam card. Who knows? Who's to say? And then, of course, Izzy responds, for the record, I still believe in you, which is really cute. But then Bayley responds again, I believe in you, and I hope you whoop Leah James tomorrow. She's following her
Nice.
indie career, and that makes me so happy.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That is so great. We love Izzy. She's the best. And Bailey, like, I don't know. The fan in me wants to believe that this is just part of some sort of kayfabe, like she's going to interfere somehow in the three-way match. We'll talk about that then when we get into the card for SummerSlam. But like, I want to believe that this is some sort of kayfabe setup for what's to come. But at the same time, it's like Bailey wasn't on WrestleMania. She's not going to be, she's not in a match on SummerSlam. And like, if you look at the comments on that post, there's a ton of people going like, man, just go to AEW. It's like I put Bailey on the same level as Charlotte, Becky, and Mercedes. Mm-hmm. But sometimes it feels like WWE doesn't feel the same way. Like, I don't know.
So for people who are paying close attention to Triple H and the way that he speaks about certain people, he puts Bailey really high. And when she was in NXT, they had her doing producing roles. She was an agent. She learned the business top to bottom, back to front, not only in ring, but everything behind the curtain. They put her in a position to have a very long career in WWE. So, Well, I say, all right, that's great. Like, yeah, I like the AEW comments. People are AEW fans. They want to see their favorite go do stuff. They're not. First of all, that's not how contracts work. She can't just say, screw it, I'm going to AEW. Like,
well, I mean, if you're Sasha and Naomi, you can.
Well, that's true. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
But to say that she's like not valued, or because she hasn't had this incredible Hall of Fame career already, this is just a moment in time. Like, I think that this is intentional, as you said, that they're trying to get. If they don't have anything for her, they can garner Daniel Bryan level sympathy or empathy from the crowd, right? Like, we've decided that this person is special to us, and we're going to make a lot of noise until you do something interesting or important with this person. It's worked before recently, so I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I said to Seth when I saw that tweet just not that long ago? I said to Seth, like, I hope she pulls a Karrion Kross and just like goes on like the after show or whatever and just takes the microphone and says, I've had enough of this shit. You better recognize. Like, I want to see her do that.
It's funny because the Karrion Kross thing, when they were on with Sam and Megan on that after show, it was genuinely a shock to me, because I was like, what's going on here, and why hasn't this been edited? Not only has it not been edited, but they featured it on their YouTube channel. So, and I genuinely believe that that's how he felt. So if Bailey were to do something like that, and the CVV interview was kind of that a little bit. She was like, I was supposed to be on Mania, and like, I'm not on the card, and I was pissed about that. Like, they took my spot and gave it to somebody else. Like, that sucked.
Yeah, and it sucks that spot was probably Jelly Roll. I mean, Jelly Roll being
we're talking WrestleMania. We're talking WrestleMania. So at WrestleMania, she was supposed to have a match. Yeah. Or in theory, right? And so like, she lost that spot. So, and I don't know, maybe because of the storyline that she's sort of been part of, maybe she was scheduled to do something. And you're right, maybe Jelly Roll's tag match, which will draw a shit ton of viewers because he's extremely popular and he's putting in the work. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but I agree with you, Tony. Who knows what the plans were?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Do you remember, this is a weird call back, do you remember the Edge and Christian show where she appeared and she used hugging as a curse? Like, these hugging people and go hug yourself, and she did this.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
No, I never saw
but it
that.
was like, and she beat up Christian. I think, was it Christian that she beat up? She beat the shit out of somebody. And
I wonder if those episodes of the E&C show are somewhere to watch. Like, we don't have the network anymore, so.
Well, true. I don't know. I can ask. We can ask people who are outside the country.
I wonder if they're on YouTube. Something, or maybe we just need to get one of those VPNs to get the network.
You don't have the network. They took the network down.
Oh, that's right. It's fully down. God.
It's on Netflix now, but I don't think the library's there.
Yeah. I don't know if that content is on Peacock. I know they like
Not
when they
all of
went
it,
over
no.
to Peacock, they only put certain stuff on there.
Yeah, and the way that you navigate is terrible.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
I cannot
frustrating.
wait. I cannot wait until they get everything on Netflix. All the WWE content on Netflix. I cannot wait.
Well, a
Yeah,
year
'cause
or
my
so,
friends-
is it right?
It's I think January or February of 2026 is when the Peacock contract expires.
So like 6 months.
I think. I could be wrong. It's
Okay.
2026. That much I'm sure of, but I don't remember the month.
Because not gonna lie, at that point, I'm gonna cancel Peacock. I don't need to.
Well, yeah,
for that shit.
it's the only reason I have it.
Yeah.
March.
that-
Oh, okay. Thanks. Thank you, Matt. It's March. I was close.
Okay.
I have Peacock
Um,
for the WWE and the Milli Vanilli biopic they put out on there. So anyway,
who invited you
I
on?
killed Deb. I killed Deb.
You're the only person I know that is at all interested in the Milli Vanilli documentary.
Cheers to Milli Vanilli.
Deb, you know it's true.
And if it's not, just blame it on the rain.
Yeah, you gotta blame it on something.
I can't with y'all.
Okay.
All right. Cheers to RJ. RJ joined the chat. Cheers to everybody in the chat. I appreciate everybody joining.
Yes. Cheers to everyone.
I know Neil is mourning the loss of Julia on the card for SummerSlam.
Neil's very upset about that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so where do we start? I want to do a quick rewind to Slammiversary because I don't want to go through the whole card, but just the show was so important to me. Not only was it like a record-setting show for the company, but I think, especially this week, that they've done an exceptional job. And Tommy Dreamer sort of echoed these sentiments that both companies are super happy with the way things have gone as far as a partnership goes. People are angry about the titles, and that's kind of by design. That's how storytelling works.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at any of it. I mean, like, it's fantastic. But I do think it's great that we're seeing a lot of stars from both companies on both products. We're seeing TNA people and NXT people and TNA. We're seeing all that great crossover. And this week on TNA, we saw both champions. We saw Trick Williams and we saw JC Jane.
Well, they have the TNA
on program.
championships. They better be on the show.
But I saw people saying, well, they're not going to be on because they're NXT people. Well, they were there. So shut up.
Oh, yeah.
Not you, but them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm really, really enjoying it. I think they're doing a fantastic job with some of the storytelling. And I'm just interested to see what they do.
Yeah, I think, I was, as well as many other people, I was kind of disappointed at the title changes that happened on Slammiversary because, it was not the person I was rooting for, but that's what's supposed to happen. When the person I'm not rooting for wins, I'm supposed to be disappointed. And I get that they're obviously doing like an invasion type of storyline, and we'll see where it goes. I have the same concern that Bully has expressed a few times on Busted Open, that like this partnership, like where does it go and what happens when this partnership is over? Obviously, it can't go forever. So, we know that they're working on getting TNA like a better TV deal, better platform to have their show on, that more viewers will be exposed to it. When that happens, is the partnership going to continue on? And at some point when it ends, like, are people still going to be as interested in TNA when this crossover is no longer happening? That's a concern I have, that a lot of other people have kind of said as well. Obviously, it's working business-wise for both brands right now. But are they kind of relying on it too much to get viewers, and what happens when it's no longer there?
Right.
Yeah, it is an interesting visual, and John says this in the chat too. So there was a moment backstage where Trick and Oba were facing off, and JC Jane walked between them, and JC had both titles, and she had the TNA title facing Trick, the TNA champion. She had the NXT title facing Oba, and the visual of all 4 titles lined up was really neat.
Yeah.
So also, sorry, Tony, real quick.
Go ahead.
Just along with John's comment there, all of those people in that entire scenario are NXT people. For me as a non-NXT viewer, I found out, the next day on Wednesday morning, kind of what happened on the show when they were talking about it on Busted Open. And I was surprised to find out that there wasn't really much of a TNA presence on the show. Like, it was obviously the NXT people have the TNA titles and they're on the show, obviously. But even Dave seemed to be surprised that there wasn't more people from TNA on NXT, especially since it was the first chance that they were going to be seen by the audience after Slammiversary. And I told Tony this, one of my friends that I talk to on social media all the time, he doesn't get a chance to watch shows live because of his job, but he kind of keeps up to date on social media. And he had seen what happened at Slammiversary, and his initial reaction was it feels like that's kind of making the viewers watch NXT, not TNA. It feels like then it's showing the viewers that NXT is the show you need to watch, the show you need to tune into, not TNA. So that's something that I'm concerned about. If it's people who aren't even fully up to date on the product and don't get to watch every week, if their reaction just seeing what happened is, well, then, I need to watch NXT, but I don't necessarily need to watch TNA. What does that say for TNA then?
Yeah. What do you guys, Tony?
Right. Well, y'all were talking about, the relationship between NXT and TNA is not going to last forever. And the fact that NXT is being basically talent is being on TNA programming and vice versa, but it's more so highlighting NXT. Well, it's kind of the same scenario as maybe a couple of years ago in the WWE when we were talking about how WWE relies too much on the legends and bringing them in. Whereas having the legends on and basically spotlighting the legends rather than the actual talent. And does WWE need the legends to get over or to get the other talent over? It's kind of the same thing here where NXT is pretty much the bigger because it's a WWE product. And it's gonna, I'm gonna be positive about it. I think that eventually we're gonna see where TNA can stand on its own 2 feet. And that's kind of the redemption story that they're telling, where Bound for Glory would be a good stage for that to happen. If we get, yes, Slammiversary was good. It set all kinds of records. Bound for Glory is going to be the pay-per-view, I think, where TNA is going to actually redeem itself, hopefully, and be able to stand on its own 2 feet. But I'm not going to count them out just yet. I do see what you're talking about, Deb, about NXT being the must-watch out of the 2. It's because TNA is not really, you have the TNA Plus app, you have access. Well, NXT is on CW right now. So, are we going to get to a point where TNA is going to have a TV deal? What channel will it be on? Is it going to be available? All that good stuff, So, it's we'll wait and see, But I think that's what's going to happen eventually is that NXT is kind of helping to, integrate with TNA, and maybe possibly we'll see later on down the road where TNA will be able to stand up on its own 2 feet. And then the relationship, of course, would be over at that point. But I'm interested to see what happens.
Yeah.
So here's my frustration point, and this isn't with you guys. I'm speaking about the internet people, right? When the partnership first happened, there was a complaint. The narrative was, okay, NXT isn't sending their big stars to TNA. They're just sending over their mid-card. They're sending over their lesser-known people. Okay, fine. So then some of the bigger stars started to cross over, and then there was a big crossover of TNA into NXT, and then all of like the Royal Rumble stuff happens, and Joe Hendry shows up to have a match with Randy Orton at WrestleMania. It doesn't get any fucking bigger than that. So now the narrative is, well, TNA is relying too much on NXT, and I'm like, well, you can't have it both ways. You can't say you want to see big stars on both programs and then complain when there's big stars on both programs. Mike Santana was just in a massive storyline. He was on NXT every week. Every week he was on, cutting promos, having matches. I mean, I still think I think that they are just waiting to pull the trigger on Santana. I don't think they're done with that by a long shot. They put way too much time into him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I had said the same thing about Joe Hendry. The first time Joe Hendry and Nick Nemeth faced off and Joe Hendry lost, a lot of people were super upset about that. Like, it was, it was the moment. You had to capitalize on the moment. And like, I was one of the people that was like, I get it, but like, give it time. Like, next time will be it. Like, it's not time yet. And then the next time was it. And it worked out. And so I think there's so many instances in wrestling. Like, we just have to have patience, and we have to just see where it goes. Like, there might be a plan that obviously we're not aware of, and we just have to see where it goes and let it play out and kind of be patient about it. Patience is not people's strong suits these days, unfortunately.
So
Yeah,
I'll share one personal story. And this isn't like a name drop moment. I'm just sharing because it's interesting. I remember way back in the NWA Power days when we would just hang around in between the tapings and everybody was just milling about. And the NWA stars would just hang out with us because that's kind of what we did in between tapings, right? So I remember talking to Nick Aldis, or we were in a group and we were talking, or Nick was talking, we were listening. And he was talking about a storyline, and we were like, well, what if this happens? And his thing is, okay, but then what? And nobody had an answer for that specific thing. Oh, we want so-and-so to win. Okay, but then what? And fast forward 5 years later, I've talked to so many people. We as a group have talked to so many people in wrestling who have said that same thing. Okay, that's great. Your person wins on Sunday. Then what?
Yep.
Like, what is the story moving forward? So if everything happened the way that we wanted it to happen at Slammiversary, they would have cut like half of the storylines out for this week. Like, it doesn't.
Right.
That's not how storytelling. To me, that's not how storytelling works. Now, there are definitely times when we go, oh my God, when are they going to use my favorite wrestler? They're sitting in the back. And Deb, you recommended, I went back and listened to the Sonya Deville Daria interview, and there was a lot of that. She was like, they promised me this, and then this happened, and then all of a sudden I don't have a job, and like, shit happens. So I get it. It both things are true.
Yeah. Side note, that interview with Daria, Sonya Deville on Chris Van Vliet was, it was a lot. It was a lot.
It was excellent.
I highly recommend. Very, very good interview. She's very honest and open about her whole life. Like, when she was young and first moved to LA, wanted to get into acting, fell into wrestling, and now she's back into acting, and she talks in detail about the break-in that happened in her home when her and Mandy were there. That was insane. But yeah, highly recommend that interview.
Yeah, definitely. Before we jump into SummerSlam, and I know we're not going to be able to cover every match because it's an enormous show. Just want to make quick reference to this shirt. There's a handful of people who know what this shirt is. And my friend Lehman, who is part of our Not Sam Wrestling group. So I'll bring it up so you guys can see it. It's a Hall of Fame shirt. And we had these made sort of like as an inside joke, but it sort of took off. It made a life of its own. And there was a limited run. And shout out to Sam Stackhouse who had these made for us. He's a great dude. Lehman is one of those guys that, without going into too much detail, he's the guy that always gets the best seats at all the events and does everything, all the meet and greets, and like, big wrestling fan. Like, huge wrestling fan. Spends a lot of money on wrestling, but
A lot.
he's a great dude. Really, he's a great dude.
Great guy.
Great guy.
Tony's. You guys have met him both.
Mm-hmm.
And God bless
Yeah.
God bless Lehman's wife. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's that. It was interesting yesterday. Sam Roberts and Megan Morant did a YouTube video. I think it was a YouTube video. I think Sam was in his studio and Megan might have been in the studio. Anyway, they did a video yesterday and they broke down, or they made the announcements about which matches were going to be on which night. Not the match order, but which matches were going to be on which night of SummerSlam. So the wiki entry has been updated and I have it in front of me. But I wanted to just touch on a few things that I thought was super interesting. We talk a lot about celebrity matches and good ones, bad ones. In recent years, people like Pat McAfee and Bad Bunny and Stephen Amell have really upped, like the bar is set a lot higher now for celebrity involvement if they're going to be an in-ring competitor. I'm not talking about Cardi B hosting a show. That's whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
But like Bad Bunny moved to Florida to train for those matches. Well, Jelly Roll is down like 200 pounds and he moved to Florida to train at the PC all week, like every week. And we saw on SmackDown, he's learned some shit. So I'm actually a lot more interested in this match than I would have been if I had just seen it on paper. So Tony, let me start with you. Are you interested at all in this match?
I actually am. Just go ahead.
Just to set the table, it's Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Drew and Logan Paul.
Yeah. I actually am interested to see this, just to see how much Jelly Roll, how good or bad he does in the ring, which I think that he's in good hands with Randy and Drew and Logan, even Logan. I think that they have done a great job with like filtering over into the talk shows. I don't know whether they were on Jimmy Kimmel or whatever show
Jimmy
that was.
Kimmel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where they had that spot there. And then I actually saw a video at one of Jelly Roll's concerts. Someone had a sign in the crowd that said Logan Paul sucks. And he pointed it out. And the camera went to it and panned in on it. And then Jelly Roll was on stage at one of his concerts with however many thousand people in the crowd, and he's going off on Logan Paul on the mic saying, I can't wait to kick his ass at SummerSlam. So they're getting the reach with Jelly Roll. Mm-hmm. They're getting with non-wrestling fans, because there's so many fans of Jelly Roll that don't watch wrestling, that just because Jelly Roll is involved, they're going to tune in and see what happens. So that alone is good enough for me to watch and just see what happens, But yeah, I mean, WWE, especially with Bad Bunny, they've done a great job. Pat McAfee done a great job with integrating celebrities recently. I'll say recently, have done a great job with integrating with celebrities who are actual fans of it and actually want to show the respect that they need to show for getting in the ring and doing what they do in the ring. So that alone it has my respect. The fact that Jelly Roll is actually taking this seriously and actually moving down to Florida just so that he can be able to go to the PC and train and put in all the reps that he needs to put in for this. Bad Bunny did the same thing. Pat McAfee did the same thing. So I admire Jelly Roll for that, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, I completely agree. They've done a great job with not just getting random celebrities like we've seen in the past, but getting people who are actually wrestling fans, who understand pro wrestling and understand like what everything is, and are actually committed to like learning how to do it well enough that they can pull off a match. Yeah. And there's been a massive change in that from the days of just like I said, just seeing random celebrities who were just on there to promote a movie or whatever and didn't understand pro wrestling. And now like Jelly Roll, like you said, Pat McAfee, Bad Bunny, and I'll even throw Logan Paul in there. You know, people that actually like understand what pro wrestling is and what it's all about, and the just the entire atmosphere of it, and want to pay respect to it in the right way. They've done a great job of that recently. You know, people have their feelings about celebrities in matches, but when it's someone who actually takes the time to train and be able to do a match, like I'll give them all the credit in the world for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to highlight Steven said his crowd work was outstanding.
Mhm.
You can be a singer and you can be a performer on the mic. That doesn't make you a good promo. And you can watch wrestling your whole life. That doesn't make you a good promo. And people can give you a script. That doesn't make you a good promo. He cut a good promo. He was a natural on the mic. I'm like, I want to hear more from this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he obviously he has that natural ability. Like he knows what to do. Like we always talk about, like, speak in sound bites. He knows how to speak in those concise sound bites, and to not feel like you're rambling, and to just say it in one concise sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I'd like to point out, Steven picking up on the crowd work, the audio part of it, because Steven can't see what's going on, but he could pick up on the crowd, the pop, the all the intricacies of that is what he keys in on. And that's awesome that Steven can pick up on that part, to know that, it really is something, to know that when the crowd, like Bully says all the time, he'll be in the other room, there'll be a match on. He knows it's a great match. He didn't see a single part of it, but he heard it. He listened to it. He could hear the crowd. He could hear how everybody reacted to every move and all that. So the fact that Steven can do that is amazing to me. So.
Yeah, and I want to also just give a shout to. So John mentions, WWE's done the right thing in getting real fans who take it seriously and not the random name grab. I don't mind them bringing people in to do promotional stuff. It's fine. It's whatever. But once you're going to step in the ring, you have to have a different level. So for me, like a Paul Walter Hauser is a good example of a guy who is in major movies, is a big film star. And what does he do at the Golden Globes? He wins a Golden Globe and he gives he promotes an indie match in his acceptance speech. Like, okay, who does that? And then he's everywhere in all the media talking about how great and sharing his love of pro wrestling. So guys, men and women like that make me super happy.
Yes.
Yeah. It's interesting to me, like along those lines, like now that so much time has passed since wrestling has been huge, and I know Cardona talks about this all the time, about how like him being a figure collector and stuff was kind of frowned upon in the older days. Like it was frowned upon for wrestlers to be fans of wrestling. And now that's just kind of normal as enough time has passed. Like there's so many people that are wrestlers, that are in wrestling, that grew up during the Attitude Era. They grew up fans. Whereas during the Attitude Era, it was frowned upon to like acknowledge the fact that you were a fan. And so it's just kind of interesting to me to kind of see as time passes that culture has changed, that it's okay that they're fans. It's okay that they grew up like idolizing The Undertaker, and they grew up collecting figurines and all of that stuff. Like that's okay now, and that's welcome.
Yep.
Yeah, it's even there's like this whole take the fucking picture thing that we've been hearing a lot about. Like Tommy Dreamer talks about that, where when he was young in the business, they're like, don't take pictures, don't be a mark for yourself. This is a business, blah blah blah, all that stuff. He's like, and now I have a bunch of friends that I've lost that I don't have pictures of. He's like, so I take the pictures, and Mark and all those, everybody we've heard, like literally everybody we've heard from in wrestling in the last couple of years has said, no, take the picture. Don't go backstage and take a stupid picture of something you're not supposed to take a picture of. But like how many times have we been either with a wrestler, or even just us as a group? You're sitting there at lunch, you go, hey, don't forget to take a picture. Like we need to make sure someone captures us for forever. Like,
Because 20, 30 years down the road, you're going to want to have those memories to be able to look back on. Like the memories in your head is one thing, but to be able to see a picture and see those memories, like you said, they used to be called marks for wanting to take a picture, but now it's like this is your life and these are your friends that you spend every day with. Just take a picture so that you can have that memory.
Front row when we were with Mark and at that Mexican food joint in 2021, he's the one that wanted to take the picture. He not only take the picture, he was like, you stand here, you stand here. He was like coordinating the entire thing. So that's awesome that Mark is just that way, you know. Mark is awesome.
Yeah, and he thought of it too.
We will have to take a lot of pictures next weekend, Neil, because I'm guilty of that as well. Sometimes, like, you know, I'm in the moment and we're so busy. We're going from place to place and I'm in the moment and I forget to take pictures. And then I come home from these like epic weekends and I'm like, shit, I didn't really take a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
So we definitely will take pictures.
And I wish I could be there with y'all next weekend.
I know.
I just got back, you know, behind the curtain here. Yes, you see me back in this truck. I'm back with my old job where I was able to go wherever I needed to go and all that stuff. And my intent was to be there in Jersey next weekend, but it's just a matter of I made the switch too late and timing is not of the essence right now. So we'll be there in spirit for definite sure, though. So. Yeah. And I can't wait to hear the stories next weekend.
I will miss both of you, for sure.
Yeah, I wish I could be there too.
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple more matches I wanted to get your thoughts on. We were talking last night, and I see Chad's in the chat. Chad and I were talking about what we thought was going to main event night one, right? Because on night one, we have Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. So to me, Roman Reigns main events every time he's on a show. It's Roman Reigns. He's the biggest name in the business, right? However, to Chad's point, Gunther versus CM Punk is also on that night, which is for the title, and it's CM Punk. So I'm still saying that Roman, because Roman is Roman, but I also completely understand that like a CM Punk Gunther title match would probably main event. Any thoughts?
God, that is.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I might have to agree as well that the Punk and Gunther match. That's gotta be the main event. I think that's the championship. It's Punk. Like I really am still I know this is our preview show, but I'm still undecided as to who's winning this. Is Punk finally going to get the championship that he's been searching for many, many years, or is Gunther going to retain and keep on this dominating?
Well, Punk's been champion before. This isn't new. I mean, he was champion for what, 434 days?
Yeah, until they had Brock Lesnar beat his record because they wanted to erase him from the history books.
Well, Roman holds the record.
Yes. Yeah, but before Roman, like there was definitely it was very obvious at the time that they were keeping that title on Brock for that long just to beat Punk's record. It was very obvious. Especially because we didn't even see Brock like every 2-3 months we saw him, and he still held on to that champion for that long just to beat Punk's record.
Yeah. I see Gunther and CM Punk main event in night one, and I of course see Cody and Cena main event in night two. So
Chad also brings up an interesting point, and we talked about this. I know you guys have talked about this on the other shows. Like, is Rollins injured? I think he is. I've seen home video from Becky. But I
Yes.
mean, we've seen shit like that before. Like we produced stuff like that before, so like I know it exists.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm along for the ride. Like whatever happens, happens. I'll be super excited. I hope if he is legitimately injured, I hope he recovers quickly. But who knows?
Yeah, I think it's really real. I know that Coach one day did like his entire show just taking calls on, do you think the injury is real or not? And I think it's real. It sucks because y'all know I'm a massive Seth Rollins mark. I can't help it, but it is what it is.
Someone sent me a picture the other day. It was Rollins by a tour bus with crutches and stuff, and they're like, "See, this is like the security footage." Except Rollins had blonde hair in the picture, and I'm like, so I looked it up, and it was from 2015. Like it was a 10-year-old picture.
Of course.
I'm like, dude, you got to pay more attention to this shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's run down some of the matches here. We'll just do a quick, and we'll land on stuff that we want to talk about. But Tiffany versus Jade, to me, Tiffany wins this. Still,
Tiffany.
I don't see a need for Jade to win. No, Deb.
I really don't have much thought on it, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll put you as Jade then, just to cause some stir.
Yeah, I like Jade more. Everyone knows that.
Randy and Jelly Roll versus Drew and Logan. Good guys have to win, right?
Yes.
Your Jelly Rollers moment. Okay.
Yes.
Judgment Day. That's Rhea. I'm sorry, Roxanne.
Roxette?
Roxette.
Yes, I got Milli Vanilli and Roxette on the same show. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Oh man. Jeez, what's next? Hall & Oates.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so we got Roxanne and Raquel versus Charlotte and Alexa. I do like the dynamic of the Charlotte and Alexa that they're doing right now. Like it's fun.
Yeah.
I feel like we're really starting to get a lot more of Ashley, and I only use that name because like I feel like we're getting her real personality finally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see that.
I would agree. The clips I've seen of Charlotte and Alexa together have been so fun. Like you, I'm really glad to see this version of Charlotte. I think for whatever reason, she decided to kind of switch up the character and kind of, like you said, go with more of who she really is. And like I even said on Zoom the one night, like it reminded me of Randy Orton and Matt Riddle, like their dynamic when they first got paired together. It's fun.
Yeah. It's also, there's a similarity with like Daniel Bryan and Kane. The size wise. The discrepancy of like the big and little.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's just fun. You need fun.
Yeah. Okay, so Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I don't care.
Either.
I mean, they're big names, but I don't like this version of like whatever they put together. And it sucks because Seth's out now. So like they started to build this faction with Heyman and they started telling a story, and then Seth gets injured and like, shit, they were starting to go somewhere.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So they get a mulligan, but I'm still not interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it matters who wins. I think I'm so happy to see Roman Reigns back. I honestly think Roman Reigns being gone was partially the reason why my level of interest in WWE slipped, because it just felt like there was a void. And once Roman came out, I was like, "Oh my God, thank you, Jesus." Yes.
And I agree with you, but it's a weird statement because look at the people that are on the shows. Like there's a lot of top talent telling great stories, but it's like when Cena would leave back in the day, like there was a massive gap in like there's Roman and then there's everybody else. And when Roman comes back, the energy, you guys we've all been in the room when Roman shows up and you go, the air just changed.
Yes.
Yes. It's different. He's like Mark Henry. He's different. Like
I
there's
love,
just no explaining it.
yeah, I love the development in Roman. Just how calm and cool he walks to the ring. That pace, he don't get in a hurry. He's just cool.
He's
And
come a long way.
yes, he has. He has. He went from feeling like he was being force fed. Everyone hated him, to now he is must see. He's missed when he's gone. When he comes back, like Front Row just said, the air just changes, and
Yeah.
greatness has arrived, and Roman is there, and I love it.
Yeah.
Um,
What
Roman
a
only
change.
shows
Like
up when it's important.
we all remember that promo when John Cena like schooled Roman Reigns, like made him
Oh,
look
yeah.
like an idiot. We all
Yes.
remember that.
yeah,
And what a massive change. Like the entire bloodline saga that we've been through over the last 5 years now. And yeah, and the dog food poured on it, that was awful. That literally, like, that was probably the only time that I've literally wanted to change the channel on a wrestling show. I was like, this is fucking terrible.
yeah,
And what a long way we've come. Like how far Roman Reigns has come, and how different he is now than he was back then. Like he has a presence now, and he didn't back then. Back then he was just another person that wasn't much to see. And now he's like the guy.
must see. Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's all said, oh, sorry, go ahead, Tony.
No, go from
I was gonna say, when it's all said and done, when his career has reached an end and he's in the Hall of Fame, the story of his arc, not only as a performer but as a character, all the way through from NXT and the Shield, and then the Suffer and Succotash, and then COVID hits, and he takes time off, and he takes acting lessons, and he comes back as this other character, this like sociopathic, like, and of course there's no fans, so we're forced to listen. And then Heyman is introduced, and main event Jey Uso, and all of that stuff helped to build this guy that everybody hated in 2019 to where, to your point, he is not only the biggest but also the best performer in the industry. Like when he speaks, it feels like Joe is talking. Like I feel like I'm hearing from the guy. And he did that. He did that on SmackDown too. He's like, he did that the other night. He's like, oh, I didn't hear. Was your mic broken? I didn't hear it. And it's always just like so it's so dismissive. But I'm excited for that. The Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross story has been building nicely. And Karrion Kross is an example of how to use social media to build a following.
Yeah.
He's really friggin' good at it. Deb, to your point, it started before that, but really like the after show promo that he did, that people are like, is it real? Is it not real? And then he's putting all this stuff out there with Scarlett, who's also awesome, by the way. When she talks, she's a very good talker. Very good promo. But I love what they're doing.
I love him. Right. Yeah, it's great. So to bounce off of that, like, you said with Roman, kind of when he speaks, he makes us listen. There's very few people that do that to me. Roman's one. I honestly would say CM Punk is another. I've said this before on this show. Like, I've had such back and forth feelings for CM Punk in the past. Like, sometimes I absolutely love him. Sometimes I can't stand him. But no matter what, when he has a microphone in his hand, I have to know what he's saying.
Yeah.
And there's a few other people that do that to me. I would say like Eddie Kingston is one. MJF is one. On the indie scene right now, I posted this not that long ago. Atticus Cogar from GCW is absolutely one. When he does a promo, I have to listen. I have to stop what I'm doing and just focus. And there's just not that many people that do that these days.
Right.
Yeah.
Hangman, absolutely. Like Seth said, Hangman, absolutely. When Hangman is doing a promo, I have to focus.
So Kross, go ahead, Tony.
No, I was just going to say real quick, go to back up to a point I was going to make during the Roman talk. Deb, you said when Roman's gone, you felt the void.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Back in the day when I was a kid, watching WCW, when Sting was gone, I felt that same void. Sting was gone for a while when he was injured, when he got injured with RoboCop, the whole RoboCop thing, and he went to jump onto the cage to get into the ring to get the Horseman, and he banged his knee up on the cage and blew out his knee, and he was gone for close to a year with that. That whole year, there was a void, and yeah, you had the Horseman, and you had Flying Brian, and you had some superstars there, but there wasn't Sting. So when Sting came back, of course, wow, yes, Sting's back, So I get what you're saying about the void, because I felt it too, just in a different generation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the interesting thing with the Cross and Sammy match is Cross is trying to get Sammy to show an evil side, show a darker side. Like, he's trying to, I don't think he's trying to turn him. I think he's trying to bring something out of him. And I think that there's a violent side of Sammy that we really haven't seen. We've seen like physical matches, especially going back to Ring of Honor, but not like a violent side, not like an angry, bloodthirsty type of thing. And maybe that's what Cross is trying to bring out of him. So for the last match on night one, Gunther versus Punk, we talked about this before. I don't think Punk needs a title. I think he's bulletproof and he's a megastar no matter whether I don't think he's any bigger a star with a title or without a title. So I would like to see Gunther continue to be exactly who he is, the most credible pro wrestling champion in the company.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I think Gunther being a champion is just he's just phenomenal.
In my opinion, on Raw Monday night, when CM Punk was in the ring and Gunther came out, don't you feel like, and this is just me, I feel like CM Punk got swallowed by Gunther. Got swallowed by Gunther's promo. I think that CM Punk didn't do enough comeback on Gunther. Gunther just basically said what he's going to say, said what he's going to do to him, and he just basically had a mic drop moment and walked out of the ring, and Punk didn't retaliate. He didn't really say anything back to him. And to me, it just felt like he got swallowed.
So, Tony, I think you've been watching wrestling long enough to look at the calendar and know why that is, right?
Right.
We still have a go-home show.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a reason why Punk either didn't have the time, it wasn't given the time, or chose to wait until the go-home show for a comeback. I could be 100% wrong, but like history has told us, Punk's not done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it does kind of go along with the pacing. Like, Gunther had that promo that was a killer.
Mm-hmm.
Now maybe this week Punk has that promo as his rebuttal.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to happen back to back in the same night.
Right.
But I would absolutely agree that Gunther is just sometimes on another level. Like, obviously Punk is one of the best promos in the history of wrestling, but Gunther is like, he just has this way of saying what he wants to say in such a concise, like, demeaning way that there's just no immediate comeback.
He's got confidence. It's confidence.
Yeah, for sure. And it's interesting you say that, because I know it was Sam Roberts. I forget who. I think it was on his Sirius XM show this week or last week. He was talking about Gunther, and Gunther is such an anomaly where he'll have an opponent who will, well, I'm going to go to the ring and I'm going to do my moves, and he's like, I don't give a shit about that. I'm just going to beat you up and I'm going to win. And it might be in 5 minutes, it might be in 2 minutes, it might be in 20 minutes, however long it takes me. And I don't care about your storyline. I don't care about how many people are cheering for you, and I don't care what the office tells me. My job is to go in there and fuck you up. And I think that that's the vibe that he gives us. We understand that he is a pro wrestler, he's a sports entertainer, but I don't think so. I kind of agree with that vibe.
I'm gonna drop you like a wet towel.
That's honestly why I love Gunther, is just he has that, like, I don't give a fuck about all of this vibe. Like, I'm a wrestler and I will beat you in the wrestling ring. Like, I don't give a fuck about all of this other shit. Like, I'm just gonna beat you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care how many followers you have. I don't care what TikTok numbers look like. My job is to win. My job is to hold a title for more than 80% of my employment with this company, which he's currently doing, which is insane. But I love that vibe.
And you know what? So okay, this is my AEW fandom speaking up. As an AEW fan, I would absolutely love some point down the road, not anytime soon, obviously. Some point down the road, if Gunther makes his way to AEW, like, he is a wrestler and he will just have fucking insane matches in the ring. Like, we don't need like any insane promos. Just go in there and fucking wrestle.
Yep. I agree. All right, let's cover night 2 real quick. I know people have shit they want to do. So this women's match, Naomi versus Rhea versus Io. I am really, really happy that they've given Io such a spotlight, and the fans have started to latch onto her in a big way. It's been this natural. I mean, she's been around forever. She's been, we've talked to wrestlers who have trained with her in Japan years ago. Like, she's been around a minute. But to have this level of popularity, I think, is really cool. But it is Naomi who's on one hell of a heel run, one that I don't think most of us would have predicted. Just she was so good at. And Rhea, who's like the most popular female wrestler in the company. Like, this is a hard one to pick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shit. Like, all these people should win.
My wrestling brain thinks that Naomi's going to retain. My fandom says I want Rhea to win, because I want to see Rhea with a championship, because Rhea is my most favorite wrestler, male or female, one of my favorite wrestlers out there right now. And I think her having that championship just it's just the cherry on top for me. It's like what we say about Charlotte. Charlotte deserves to be a champion, just have a championship plastered on her shoulder at all times. And the same goes for Rhea. Rhea is right there. Rhea is so great. Her presentation is amazing. I love Rhea Ripley. So I would love to see Rhea win, but I think that Naomi's going to retain just because she just got the championship and she's on an amazing heel run and she's doing a great job with it, her character and everything. So I just think she's going to retain.
I think Rhea is the CM Punk of the women's division.
Yeah.
I think she's at a level of popularity that holding a title and not holding a title isn't going to affect her one way or the other. I think that Naomi has done such an incredible job with this new character. I would like to see that continue. Io can be champion again down the road. She's got a huge fan base now, and babyface chasing is always where the money is. Just run with what you've got now because it's working.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Everybody knows I absolutely adore Rhea Ripley. I'm a straight woman, but that woman does something. I love Rhea Ripley, but Naomi, like, I think I said this last week, put that woman on every segment. Like, she is just on another level right now. And I absolutely think that she retains. There is absolutely no way that she is losing the championship this quickly after claiming it. No way.
Deb, do you think so? Going back to the Bianca Belair and Naomi segment where they got super emotional or like legit crying, and it was like, to me, that's when Naomi leveled up in a big way. When she really showed people, oh shit, she has dimension. She's not just, the Funkadactyl. She's not just coming out here and doing athletic stuff and nobody cares. I think that was the first time I genuinely cared about her as a character.
Yeah, I mean, I had, during her short TNA run, I had really absolutely loved that. You know, I think she was able to show what she had outside of the character that she had been given before. And then when she went back to WWE, it was like she just was able to continue that. So watching TNA at that time, you know, I was like, okay, like I know she has this. Like she's shown that she has this. But since she's done the whole like, you know, the turn on Bianca and Jade and the caution thing, like it's just on another level.
Yeah.
Yep, agreed. Okay, so Becky versus Lyra. We've got Lyra Valkyria challenging, trying to get her Intercontinental Championship back from Becky Hogan. Let's see how that goes.
I think Becky's retaining.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Solo is the current U.S. champion against Jacob Fatu. I think Jacob picks up the win here.
I do too.
I like Jacob. I don't care about Solo. I've never cared about Solo. I've never thought he was interesting, but we'll see.
Yeah. So real quick on that. Yeah, I think I said this on Zoom the one night. Like now that Roman is back, I'm not too interested in really revisiting the whole bloodline Roman Solo blah blah blah. I want to see them go a different direction with that. Solo was absolutely amazing as Roman's sidekick.
Enforcer.
Since then, I don't have much interest. I completely agree with you on that. Jacob is like incredible, and I don't really want to revisit a Bloodline 4.0.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. I'm going to skip ahead. And I want to skip ahead for a particular reason. So Dominic Mysterio is defending his IC title against AJ Styles. Now, AJ Styles was just a Slammiversary. It was really cool. Stuff that he did putting over Leon Slater was really, really cool.
Ooh.
But I just saw a video earlier this morning. I think it was from last night. Dominic showed up at a AAA show last night. And it was amazing. Hooded, the whole deal. And the crowd lost their shit when he unhooded. Like, wow, the reaction that he gets. The amount of people that care, good or bad, about him is insane. He's just on a interactions with the fan level is in a new height for him.
Yeah.
So I think he should win this match.
Yeah.
I want to see him retain.
Dom Tom is a babyface. I said it that night at WrestleMania. I said it on Zoom that night, and I got a couple of reactions saying like, "Oh, really?" And yes, Dom is a babyface. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. He is a babyface. People love him. How can you not love him? Every time he's on Busted Open, every time he's on any other interview, I freaking love this guy. I don't care.
Yeah.
He does such an amazing job of drifting in and out of character. Like, I remember he did, I think it was the Chris Van Vliet interview, and he was like talking about his dad in a loving way. And I was like, yeah, but then he was gone all the time. I'm like, he was still a deadbeat. But on this day, he was really good to me. It was like this whole, and he does all this, you know, and like Chris Van Vliet's like, oh, you're going to celebrate Father's Day with your father. And he's like, which one? You're like, oh, okay. It's just so quick. He has these just in the chamber, ready to go. So, and finally, the match I think that everybody's most interested in is the highest profile match of the weekend is John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. I feel like we have seen the beginnings of a double turn from last week. Cena wasn't quite as edgy as he normally has been, and Cody is edgier than he has been, with forcing Cena to sign the contract, with the splash and beating Cena up. I think that's why Cody posted what he posted about, you know, thanks for being on the ride, because I think the day is coming very soon where babyface Cody's not going to be on Twitter.
Yeah. I have so many thoughts about this match. I mentioned it the other day. The Cody and John Cena, we're seeing stuff from Cena on on socials, not on television, but on socials. When Cody Cody and John Cena had that segment last week, and Cody come down and John Cena basically came down and basically said, hey, I've got to dip out of the match. I'm sorry, mental health stuff, And the whole time John's talking, you're looking at Cody, and Cody's just fuming over there, and he's looking at Adam Pearce, and and Cody was doing heel. He basically he resorted to doing heel tactics against John, and John's the heel, and Cody basically that whole segment when he forced John to sign he put him through the table, and then he forced him to sign the contract, and then after that segment on socials, you see John walking to the back, and he turns back around, and they've been showing this for a little bit on socials on different segments. It's like John is having second thoughts, or they're catching him having doubts about what he's doing, basically, because he looks doubtful, like he looks like he's looking at his belt and he's looking at the crowd, and you just see this doubt on his face, and it's almost like he's having remorse about being a heel. And so then I said last week, I think it was, that I think that we're going to see a double turn at SummerSlam. I think we're going to see Cena become the face, Cody become the heel, and I think The Rock is going to get involved in this match. And I also think that we're going to see Brock Lesnar on Sunday. I don't know, but I just have a feeling we're going to see Brock Lesnar inserted in this.
I'm with you on everything right up until that point, because he's still named in a lawsuit. So I don't think we're going to see him.
Yeah, I don't think we're seeing Brock Lesnar on WWE television for a very long time. Cody turning heel, I think, is absolutely going to happen, and we've been waiting for so long, and it's going to be awesome. I think the segment that we saw with Cody and Cena was kind of like, I don't know. I watched that and I was like, that's it? Like, that's all? That's all that happened? But I get, that it helped further the storyline to get to the next step. Yeah,
and again, not the go-home shows.
Yeah.
We still have another
We're not seeing Brock Lesnar, though. No.
No. Might see Brock Anderson before we'll see Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, we'll see Brock Anderson well before we see Brock Lesnar again.
Yeah. But I admire your enthusiasm. So I'm excited for next weekend. There's a lot of other stuff. There's stuff we can't even get to. We didn't get a chance to talk AEW. So much is happening there. On our next show, which will be, I guess, 2 weeks, because y'all will be at the shows next weekend.
Yes.
So programming note, we will not have a show next week. I had a guest lined up for this week, but my guest's match got scrapped, so they decided to postpone and join us in a future time. So it sucked, because it was a pretty high profile match, and I was excited for them. So
yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, it's gonna stay tuned. Yeah, we'll get them back on. Yeah. So in Blood Sports next weekend, GCW has a couple shows. There's a bunch of there's so much stuff.
I will be going to GCW on Friday. I'm extremely excited. I'm gonna see Bear Bronson versus Manser. So far, the entire card that they've announced so far is freaking incredible. So I'm so excited. So that will be my Friday night. Then Saturday in New Jersey, we will be at the tailgate at MetLife Stadium, Giant Stadium, for all the Busted Open stuff. And then Sunday, I'm not sure what we're doing. We'll find out. We'll see.
Very good. All right, folks. I think that's a wrap. Deb, where can people find you on the socials?
I am at That's So Debonair on everywhere. The Twitter machine, Instagram, Blue Sky, everywhere. Yeah.
Very good. Tony?
At Tony Justice, AJFA. If you're a Metallica fan, like I know we all are, you know what that means. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
And I am PW Front Row across all the socials. You can find us at Nation's Corner on X and The Nation's Corner everywhere else. I did want to add, and we didn't touch on it because everyone's done 1,000 hours of content on it, but we lost Ozzy this weekend, and obviously Hulk Hogan as well. I have my own feelings about that, but the contributions of both of them are immeasurable. So,
yes.
Much love to all the fans out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say this: Generation X is not okay. I have vivid memories that will never leave of both Ozzy and Hulk Hogan, and what they have both done for their genres, their stamp on pop culture. Hulk Hogan is on every Mount Rushmore. Anytime someone needs a Mount Rushmore named, Hogan is always on it. So for that alone, for his wrestling contributions, I say thank you, Hulk, and rest in peace, Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne, Malcolm Jamal. This week has been horrible.
Yeah, it's been
Malcolm
rough.
Warner,
Yeah.
Chuck Mangione. I mean, you know. So rest in peace to everyone. Yeah, and let's just stay strong, and there you go.
Someone check on Tom Hanks, please.
Yes.
I was
And
very
Nelson.
sad when the Ozzy news came out. It wasn't shocking to most people, I think, but it was still sad. Malcolm Jamal Warner was very shocking, and that was rough.
Yeah.
That was
Agreed.
difficult.
Yep. Agreed.
So,
all right, folks. Thanks everybody for watching this week. We'll see you all in 2 weeks. Make sure you're watching all the cool wrestling this week, and we'll talk to you all later.